show you my May haul video. The thing I went and treated myself to was the Derwent Inktense pencils, a set of 28. Now you can get the full 100 set of Inktense pencils available on the Derwent website, as well as on Colt Pens. I got mine off Colt Pens because they had the wrap, the pencil wrap with the 28 individual pencils. I don't need the full 100 set because I already have a set of 72 Inktense pencils plus replacements. So it wasn't necessary for me to buy another full set. So I just went and indulged myself and got the new 28 colors. So the wrap opens up and they're just beautiful colors. So you have a few greens, some grays, some more browns, which I think is really, really fabulous. Various shades of oranges and yellows into some reds, more shades of blue, and I'm loving the different shades of greens. I've been needing some different greens as well. And then you've got this flap, and then it opens up, and each pencil has been well looked after. There's been no breakages in transport. It was well packaged. And then each pencil has this barcode, which I will be taking off shortly, most likely in the video when I swatch these beautiful pencils. I decided I'm not going to swatch them on this haul video. I will swatch them in a dedicated video, just because I'm really, really excited to swatch them and start using them. And I've still got quite a lot I want to show you. So those are the new 28 Derwent Inktense pencils. If you want to see the colors, go ahead and check out this video up here, which is my swatching of the Inktense pencils. So let's just cover this up. And then I'm going to be using this wrap, not for these 28 pencils. I'll put these 28 pencils in with my other Inktense pencils, but I will use this wrap to hold all the pencils I will be using in my whips or current projects. The next thing I went and bought was the Caran d'Ache palette. Now you can see I have been using it. I started using it when I was filming the Magical Earth series, where I use only the Derwent Inktense pencils. So this isn't brand new, but it is relatively new. I got it in April, and yeah, it's really, really handy to be able to have a surface dedicated to my watercolor based paints and pencils, and that way I've got something to mix my colors on, and yeah, I know I'm using up as much of my ink as possible. So this side is quite rough, and then on the other side is a much smoother side. I haven't experimented on this side yet, but I have been using the rough surface. So that is my palette. I'm just going to move these coloring books. I am going to show them to you, not Fragile World, because you've seen me use that. So I have bought several coloring books. I'm going to show them to you last. I will give you full flip throughs available on the channel over the next few days, and you can go in and see the full flip through, but I will give you a quick scan through some of these. The next thing I went and got was some replacement paper. Now, earlier in the year, I had some of you ask me what paper works well in the UK. Finding the Nina paper or cardstock available on Amazon, it is quite expensive. Sometimes we don't get it. So I decided, since I'd ran out of my standard cardstock, I would go in and have a look and see what else I could find. Now, both of these were probably well under £6 each. This one comes with 25 sheets. I got it at our local hobby craft shop, and it's supposed to be for mixed media. So if we have a look on it, it's quite smooth, it's relatively thick, and I can't actually tell if it's got one side is smoother than the other. This one side does look to have a bit more tooth in it. So yeah, I've got this to experiment with, and I'm hoping that it will hold up well. What I'm going to do is find some PDFs that I can print on, and then I will do a coloring on this paper and see how it holds up. But yes, it's 25 sheets. I think it is much cheaper than the Bristol board. Now, I haven't had any issues with Bristol board. Before I have the, I think it's the, hang on. I already have the Daleroni Bristol Vellum board, which I haven't had any issues with, but then I haven't tested it extensively with water-based medium. So what I'm going to try and do is test this with water-based medium and pencils and see how that holds up. Now, I know that our Hobbycraft does sell alcohol marker paper, which, as far as I understand, will help with blending. Now, I'm not very experienced in alcohol markers. It's not my preferred medium, although I do use them sometimes as a base. Then the next one I bought is the Sea White of Brighton A4, and this is 140 GSM with 50 paper. So it is a lot more. Again, this probably didn't cost more than about £6. What I really liked was that it was recycled paper. I wanted to see how it holds up. So again, I will print a PDF on here and have an experiment with it. This has got way more tooth than the premium artist pad with 25 sheets. Again, it's quite thick. It's not a paper thin, so it should take quite a bit. I'm not sure it will work very well with water-based paints. I think with Inktense it will probably be okay, possibly Neocolors, so we need to test that. And both sides are quite toothy. If I hold it up for you, not sure that you are getting a good view here. So yeah, it is quite toothy, so hopefully that will work. So yeah, so those are the two pads of paper I have bought to test and see how they go. What I like is that they're glued, so I can just tear them out, stick them in my printer, and we should be all good. Now, I didn't want to go too heavy because my printer doesn't accept very heavy paper. I tend to have to really push it in to get it to print. So this is much better. I don't know the weight of this paper. It's quite thick, so I'm presuming it to be decent, and hopefully more than a 90 GSM. So yeah, so those are the two pads I'm hoping to test and give you feedback on for those of you who live in the UK and would like affordable paper. I don't print a lot of PDFs, so I didn't feel the need to go and buy reams of paper. Now, I'm aware that some of you do like to buy big reams, and if that is something you are interested in, let me know in the comments. But if you are like me and you prefer just having a small amount of paper to print on, then this could be hopefully some sort of an option for you. If I see anything cheaper or other options whenever I go into town or it comes on my radar, I will then update the paper and give you an updated video. So yeah, let me know your thoughts in the comments, as that is always helpful. So I went and I bought myself from Book Depository because they were closing down and they had a bit of a sale. So I went and got myself a few books. Now I bought 6 books, and the last book the book I'm waiting for, I will put on at the end of this video and update you there. So I'm going to just move these to the side. The first book I got was Romantic Country by Erie. And as you know, Erie does all her illustrations with ink and a toothpick. So this is the first in her Romantic Country series. And if I just go from the back, you've got a poster up here. And I did a full revealing of the poster in the full flip through video, which you can find in the right hand corner. So if I just show you a few of the pages, as you can see, really, really beautiful illustrations. I really do like the amount of buildings in this book, and I'm hoping I can actually get used to Erie style and actually color something in. I have yet to actually complete a page in Erie's books, even though I really, really do like them. And what's really nice is they are it's easy to color over the lines, so you don't have to white out the black lines. You can really get you can really go for realism if you want to. I wouldn't say it's mandatory, but you could. So that is Romantic Country by Erie. Of course, then I went and got Enchanted Earth by Melpomene Chatsapanagiotu. I'm sorry if I pronounced the name wrong. And this is her latest book. And again, I will do a full flip through and post it on the channel, which so keep an eye out for that. But if I just do, you always get bookmarks with Book Depository. It's such a shame that they closed down. So these are single-sided illustrations, so you could use quite a lot of different media. And just really, really beautiful. Again, if you don't like a lot of black lines, this might not be the right book for you. But if you can work with the black lines, she really has a unique style. And quite detailed as well. Her paper in these books are relatively good. So you can use Inktense pencils, Prismas, Polys, Castle Arts, Black Widows work well, especially for the small details where you won't notice any difficulties with the blending. Those are some options for you. I'm not really sure what these are supposed to be. I'm a bit lost with this illustration. I do like this one. I think you create a nice beautiful glow in like a blue background or something. It would look really, really lovely. I would do a dark background though. I like this one. It's like a locket. Really, really pretty, really well done. So yeah, so that is Enchanted Earth by Melpomene Chatsapanagiotu. And again, I will do a full flip through on the channel for you. I also indulged myself and I finally bought Worlds Within Worlds by Kobe Rosanna's. I do like this book and Fragile Worlds, so I always had the intention of buying this book. It does come with some hidden objects, but I'm going to choose to ignore those hidden objects and just color the images. So I'll just zoom you in a little bit more. Again, I will do a full flip through on the channel and you can have a look at that. Try get more in. There we go. Some pages are really detailed, others are easier. So it's a nice variety. Right, this one is very, very detailed. I suppose this is a bit of a steampunk theme going on here. I'm not sure if it's steampunk or cyberpunk. So that is Worlds Within Worlds and by Kirby Rosanas, which I will do a full flip through of. And then we've got Maggie Interior's Flowerscape in Paradise, which is the next book. Her first book was Flowerscape. So I wasn't 100% sure if I wanted to get this book, but I felt that because it was on a slight discount and it isn't available on Amazon yet, so I thought I'll just buy it and see how it goes. But I looked through this book and it's just really, really beautiful. And it's specific to Australia, Hawaii, so those sort of, I suppose, island areas. And at the bottom, you can scan the QR code and get the color palette. So what I like is she gives you the flowers on this side so you can experiment and work it out, and then you can apply it in the page. The other thing I really like is she has got quite a few pages where the background is sort of done for you, so you don't really have to think too hard about backgrounds. I'm not very good with backgrounds, so I quite like that that is framed, and I will most likely not do more other than what's inside the frames. I'm not going to go and get creative on the outside. I don't want to ruin this beautiful book. But that's just my personal take and approach, because I think it's just busy enough. So maybe, yeah, I'd have to color everything in and then see if it needs more, but I don't think it would. I think it could stand on its own, sort of like a journal. This reminds me of South Africa. In South Africa, we have loads of bird of paradise flowers, so this is going to be one I'd want to do relatively soon. I'm also quite drawn to flamingos lately. I'm not sure why. And again, you can see she's framed quite a lot of it, so it really does help. And I feel like it makes the pages more manageable. You're not overwhelmed with all these details and having to worry about backgrounds. So she's beautifully presented them. So that is what I have done. And so that is Flowerscape in Paradise by Maggie Interiors. Again, I will be doing a full flip through of this book, which you can check out on the channel. All right, so next is The City Among the Stars by Hannah Carlson. I decided, except for Tales from the Witch's Cottage, I will most likely get the collection of books. I really like that they're small, they feel manageable, and I do enjoy Hannah Carlson's style. I'm not sure if I'm ready to color it yet because I am enjoying Tales from the Forest Kingdom, but I like that I've got it. And again, I will do a full flip through on the channel for you. It's a beautiful mix of night themes, buildings. So I do like the city thing, and having a bit more buildings to color in. I'm not sure if it's steampunk or cyberpunk. I can't tell the difference, other than I suppose maybe I'm assuming it would be a cyberpunk because it's more stars and galaxy based. So yeah, not 100% sure. I would probably do quite a lot of the backgrounds in night sky type thing, except for these sort of pages where maybe I'll try and push myself to come up with backgrounds other than the standard blue, for blue sky, because maybe they have a green sky. I don't know. All right, so that is Tales from the City Among the Stars. Finally, I have this gorgeous book by Christine Caron. This is her latest book called Wildflower Folk. It is a compilation of a whole variety of pictures she has done over the years. She says that it is a compilation of the most popular pictures she has released in her coloring books, plus about 4 new ones. So I'm going to give you a quick look through the book, but I will be doing a full flip through and it will be available on the channel for you to have a look at. And I'm also going to be coloring in this book for Mermay, so we can test the paper and test various pencils together and see how this paper works. Now, as far as I understand, this is done by the same publishers as Jasmine Beckett Griffith's books. So if it is the same paper, then I am pretty confident Prismacolors and possibly polychromos will work very, very well on this paper. But again, we will test it and see. So I'm not just going to give you a quick through. The pages are single-sided. There's no specific write-up, but they do come with a name for each page. The grayscale is very, very good. It's not terribly dark. It's quite light. I have seen grayscales much deeper than this. And that's what I like with Christine Caron's grayscale books. They really, really are very well done. You get enough grayscale to know where to place your highlights, your midtones, and your shadows, but not enough that it affects the picture quality. You do have a couple of older folks, so there's this one which is a grandmother with her granddaughter, and there is another one later on, so you can practice doing older people. Some of them are, this one is from Fairies and Fantasies 2, so there are a couple of pages in here I have already colored or will be coloring in Fairies and Fantasies 2, but I'm not too bothered by that because I know that I've got a lovely compilation of Christine Caron images and I can work towards them. Plus, I really like that it's on good quality paper, not just Amazon paper. Although the Amazon paper in Fairies and Fantasies 2 hasn't given me much trouble. I've been able to use both Prismacolors, Polychromos, and Castle Art successfully on that paper. So I've already colored this page in, but it will be lovely to try and do a different color palette. We do have this wizard. And then the back. So here's the publisher, it's Blue Angel. So Blue Angel Publishing, and this was released this year. So that is Wildflower Folk, and this concludes the end of my May haul video. I hope you've enjoyed seeing all the things that I have bought between the end of April and the beginning of May. I also hope that you will be able to hop over onto all the other flip throughs and have a really good look at each book that inspires you and sparks your interest. Right, everyone, thank you so much for joining, and until next time, take care, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye for now.